Did you guys know that 4 out of 10 adults feel either stressed, angry, sad, or worried? And if you work a job or have your own business, etc., that jumps up to 65%. Can you imagine feeling any of those negative emotions 65% of your life? That is crazy and absurd. Now, in today's executive functions video, I am actually going to talk about emotional control, which from my experience with all my clients, emotional control is actually the hardest thing to deal with. If you guys know anything about your own emotions, once emotions start, it's super hard to get them under control. Now, I've come up with an acronym that I teach all my clients, which is GRR, which stands for Grounded, Reflect, Recognize. Let's talk about this and how the GRR cycle actually ends all the GRR moments we have in our lives. So grounded means we want to be able to have some way to ground ourselves when our emotions start to kind of pile up on us, right? For some of us, it may just be drinking a cup of water. It could be going for a walk. It could be doing deep breathing exercises, full 8 counts to really get the breath into your body and really slow down and calm yourself down. For me, a lot of times it was counting beats. I remember back in high school and even in college, when I got really stressed, really anxious, and really angry at a lot of things, I would count my beats. And I would count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as I count, I really focus in on the feeling and the texture of the beats. And what that allowed for me to do was allow me to get my mind away from whatever was stressing me out or whatever was making me angry, so I can come back to reality. And after I did that, comes the next part, reflection. Reflection is so important because once we reflect on whatever was causing that emotion, and we think through that process, really practicing our metacognition, right? Thinking about our thinking, we begin to understand what caused us to be angry. We begin to ask ourselves, well, is what is causing us to be angry realistic? Is it actually a probable concern? And once we start asking those questions for ourselves, we begin to better understand our emotions. And we begin to acknowledge and recognize our emotions. And what actually ends up happening becomes one of the most critical aspects of emotional control, is that we begin to become more aware and cognizant of our emotions. And that comes to the last part of the GRR cycle, which is recognize. When we are grounding ourselves and we're really reflecting, we're then able to recognize when our emotions are spiraling out of control. When we better recognize when our emotions are spiraling out of control, we can better shift ourselves to grounding ourselves, to doing better reflections, to better recognizing again, to grounding, to reflecting, to recognizing. And going through this GRR cycle over and over again actually eventually stops the GRR. We stop becoming angry, we stop becoming stressed, or at least for the majority of the part. And I know that our emotions will always, not always, but will at some points get the best of us. But if we're able to practice grounding ourselves, reflecting, and recognizing our emotions, we will get better at controlling our emotions and living a happier life in general. Now, what I would recommend for you all at home is start with that first step. Think about what it is that helps ground yourself. Is it hopping on the phone and talking to somebody that you love? Is it just taking the time to really breathe, really center yourself and calm yourself down, slow your breathing down? Is it like me that you want to count something? You want to have something in your hand to feel and focus all of your feelings on feeling whatever's in your hand? Or is it like the common therapeutic method of just taking something on your wrist and snapping it, feeling the pain and hearing the sound so that we are no longer in our head? Find what helps ground yourself, and that is the first step to emotional control. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. Check out our other executive functions videos. Link somewhere up here. All right, talk to you guys later. Peace.